Hi, Keith here from Academy of Bass and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to learn how to play in all 12 keys. Hi. Playing in all 12 keys has huge benefits, so I'm going to look at a few different ways of taking things and working them up in every key. Being able to play something you know in all 12 keys will not only give you confidence as a player, it will help your understanding of the neck, improve your knowledge of harmony, and you'll have the ability to deliver lines fluently whenever you need to. I'm going to look at 3 different approaches to working on things you know. And the key phrase here is things you know, because that's the first thing you need to nail. If you know and understand whatever you want to work through, this whole process will be so much easier. So I'm going to start with a really simple line and we're going to play it through all 12 keys. So here's the line. So the first thing we need to nail is the pattern or shape, and in this case it's super easy. Because it's so easy, taking it through every key should be quite straightforward, as long as we know the names of the notes and where to play them on the neck. And that's something that you could be working on straight away. So we're starting with C, and we've got C to G. By the way, that interval is a fifth because G is the fifth of C. We're starting with C and then we're going to follow this sequence. So it's C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and back to C. Now if that's too easy for you, push yourself a bit. Name the notes. Now I'm going to whiz through this really quickly because it's not really the focus of what I want to cover today, but we've got C to G, F and C, B flat to F, E flat and B flat, A flat and E flat, D flat to A flat, G flat to D flat, B and F sharp, E and B, A and E, D to A, G to D, and back to C and G. If that's too much of a challenge, then just play it in a couple of places. It's far better to play something in 2 or 3 places than in one fixed position. Now I want to take another idea and look at a different way to work on it. So here's our line. And again. So this has different challenges to the first idea. There's more notes, more rhythm, and it crosses 3 strings. So because it's more involved, there's more for us to learn and understand before we can start working on it. There's the line or the pattern. There's being able to play it in the original position, and if we want to push ourselves we could learn the notes and their interval relationship. By the way, this line's straight out of the major pentatonic scale, so I've posted a link to a lesson that I've done on the pentatonic scale because it's got all that information in it. Now, learning the names of the notes will give you more work, but the benefits will be far greater. Because the line's a little bit more involved, I'm not going to push to do it in all 12 keys straight away, and in fact I'm not going to follow the sequence to start off with. So let's play it in the original key. One more time. Now to help build up some confidence, I'm going to play it nearby. I'm going to play it from a G. And again. And back to C. And one last time. So once you've got the confidence that you know you can play this line comfortably, then apply it to the sequence. By the way, if you can't remember the sequence, don't worry, it's in the workbook for the lesson. So we're going to start with C to F to B flat and so on. So as a starting point, I would really recommend that you play it in 2 or 3 keys and ever so slowly build that up until you can play it through the full sequence. Let's look at the third and final approach. This time I'm going to take something that's altogether more challenging. Here it is. I'll play that again. I'll play it slowly. So you can see that before we even start taking this around a sequence in different keys, there's quite a bit to learn. So the line itself has got plenty of challenges. There are lots of articulations. So we've got a slide and then a string cross. And then we have this, which is a hammer on and a pull off. And then we've got a 5-fret stretch. So we get slide, cross, hammer on, pull off, stretch. And that's the starting point, because after that we've got the chord or the chords that it might be based on, the notes, and if we choose to delve into it, the intervals and their relationship to each other. So potentially there's a lot of information, but don't be daunted or put off, because the benefits are massive. It'll give you great playing power and your level of understanding will be huge. So speaking personally, I would really struggle to learn this by pattern or shape alone. I like to think of the notes, and if we look at the line, I'm thinking C. And if I look at the first note, which is an E, if I compare it to the C, it's a third. So that's my geography that's going to help me play it in every key. But I'm not going to launch straight into playing it in every key. I'm going to take it nice and steady. So I'm going to start with C. And I'm going to take it to F. And back to C. And to F. Now I'm going to take it through the sequence, and what I'm doing here is I'm playing every root note on the D string, which means that I'm playing the lick or the riff or the motif in every key on the top 3 strings, just for consistency. Here we go. C. F. B flat. E flat. A flat. D flat. G flat. B. E. A. D. G. And back to C. And there you have it. So we've got 3 slightly different approaches to working on different lines and playing in all keys. Whether you take your reference from a shape or a pattern or the note names or intervals or the harmony, the chords that you're playing over, it doesn't matter. What is important is that you keep pushing yourself and you keep working on these things. It is important to think about the notes and know the notes and to understand the harmony, because that will make you the best musician you can be. I hope this has been helpful and that it's given you some ideas of how to take things and work on them in different keys. Don't forget this is a systematic process, so we're starting off with a sequence of notes or a line or a pattern, and we need to be able to play that in the original position. That's a given. From there, the next thing to understand is the chord or the chord progression that that line's based on. Following that, we've got the notes. So it's important and really helpful to understand the notes, know the notes and where to play them, and understand the interval relationship of the notes in the line, either to the chords or the root note of the line that's being played. Don't be daunted by the work, because you can work at your own pace and at your own level, but the benefits are massive. I've posted a link to a workbook for the lesson. It's got all the theory in it, all the explanations, and a bunch of great ideas that you can work on. I'm currently releasing a new video every single week, so please keep an eye out for them. Feel free to subscribe or hit the bell notification. That way you won't miss out on anything. Thanks for joining me. Look forward to seeing you next time, and in the meantime, happy practicing.